All right, let's continue trying to figure out Magic Sam's Lookin' Good. What I've showed you so far is what I call maybe the first half of the song, first 3/4. What I do when I'm trying to learn this song, as I've tried to learn this song, is I've used the solo break as kind of my halftime, my halfway point, even though it's probably further along than halfway through the song. But before he gets to the solo, he does one more of these. But he does it a little differently. And what I hear as far as the variation goes is the way he plays the bass. So the first time he did this, played something like that where he's going with the bass. Now the second time, right before he does the solo break, I think I hear this where he's just going, where he's not playing the 3rd fret of the 5th string. So we got this. I can't tell what he's playing in there. I'm just doing that little brush and strum with the first finger and the thumb, which is nice for filling it up. So it's that's another part, you know, if you can shed some light on any of this, let me know. Especially any guys out there who are, you know, performing guitar players who maybe play this with your band and you think you figured it out. Love to hear opinions and ideas, and maybe with the information we get, we can put it all together and figure this thing out. Then he goes to this stop part, which is really the most interesting and maybe difficult part of the song. So he goes to another one of these stops. Remember the first time he just did this. The next time it's a little more complicated, and I don't think I got this note for note, but I'm going to show you the idea, and I think I've got parts of this down. He does something like this. And what I've got there is my A7th chords. I'm doing that open 5th string, brushing, and then coming down with the thumb on the 4th string, really getting the whole 3rd string, 2nd string, very full sound. So we got this. Don't put in the 3rd fret of the 1st string, the A7th yet. So I hear this. Then he goes to the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Something like that. But then when he strums on the A7th, he's got this. He's going to get that A7th in there. The timing on this is really strange. So when I do it, I come out of the main riff. Something like that. And then he's going to get the A7 and then do a little hammer-on pull-off somehow. And I haven't been able to play that, keeping the A shape. I suppose you could hold that 1st finger there and somehow do that if your hands are strong enough. Maybe you just have to practice it more. But what I find myself having to do is play this pinch, where I'm pinching the open 5th string and the A, and then moving my hand out of that chord position. So we got this. And there's, you know, again, I don't know what he's doing there. So is there somewhere where he's keeping this going? It just seems I can never get it to sound the way it does on the record when I try to do it with my hand like this. So I pinch, and then I go back to this. So I leave a little space in there. And if you listen to the original, either there's a second guitar player kind of strumming and filling that in, or maybe it's just open space. Or maybe he plays this differently than what I'm showing you. Now as he does this, he starts going into these riffs where he does something like this. use that little sequence. That's pretty close to what he does. And what I hear is that 6th string, 3rd fret. So right there, so I'm getting that, and then doing the strum with the 1st finger and the thumb. So I'm doing that, and when I press, then I'm coming back with that, with the thumb and finger, brush up, strum down, something like this. Again, you listen to it, see what you think. And he does a little lick, and it sounds to me like it's an A7, and then he's getting that 3rd fret of the 2nd string. That's what I hear. Maybe I'm wrong. Something like that. Back to that, and then one of those. And then eventually, he's going to go into something different. So that part of the song is probably the trickiest. And I'm going to keep listening to this and eventually try to tap it out exactly the way it's played. But it's really hard. You just got to listen over and over again. So let's try this again. Let me try to play it all the way through. So he's coming out of this. I don't know. Geez, this is hard. But that's kind of how I try to play it. And then he's going to go to, just briefly, to another one of these kind of stop times. This one is really tough. And he's doing something out of this A shape, something like this. He's doing some variation with the brushing strokes, the 1st finger and the thumb pick or the thumb down. And I think he's getting the 3rd string. These are the places you can go to with this. The 3rd fret of the 6th string, the open 5th string, the 3rd fret of the 5th string. You can also get the open 6th string. I think I hear that in there. So it's something like this. Now one of the tricky parts in there, I hear kind of a hammer-on. And I don't know if he's doing something like this. Hammering on as he plays that. That's what I think he has to be doing. It doesn't sound like you can't really slide into that. It's got to be coming from the open string. Like I said, this song is filled with these minute variations that may very well be impossible to figure out unless you want to devote the rest of your life to this, which I've thought about because this is a great song. So now he's playing that, and then he's going to go to what I call the solo. And then we'll do the solo, and then the end of the song is really not too hard. We're through the worst part, I think. The problem is I'm not sure what he's playing. So again, remember, this is a discussion. I am throwing out ideas to you, and maybe together we can figure out how to play this great song exactly the way Magic Sam did, or close to it. Now the solo break for Lookin' Good is really just a bunch of chords. The trick here is how he's doing it with the right hand. And I know what he's doing with the left hand. That part is not too hard. So let me just kind of show you the part the best I can do it right now, and then we'll talk about it. So he's doing this. starts out with that, and then comes to this. And comes back to that. So let's just take this one part at a time. So this part is the A7th chord. He's going to go into this. And what I hear is the chord, da da ba ba ba, and then one of those double strums, brush up, strum down. In finger picking guitar, they call that a roll, like Reverend Gary Davis or Merle Travis, Chet Atkins. They did the thumb finger roll. That's kind of what it is, but it's a rolling strum. And he's going to go, and then back to that 3rd fret of the 6th string. So we got this. My question here is, what's he doing on the bass? You can hear a bass in there, but it's really tough to hear it clearly. My guess is he's just keeping the thumb going on the open 5th string. That's how I play it. That's the only thing I can think of right now. Maybe there's another way to do it. And he plays that. Listen to the original song. Check the tab for the how long he plays it. And then he's going to come here. This is a D double stop. Here's my 2nd position D bar chord. And I'm using my 1st finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string, and my 2nd finger, I'm stretching it to the 7th fret of the 2nd string. And I'm trying to get the 3rd string too. I'm not sure how he fingered this. And then without anything else, what he's doing is he's just going back and forth in that shape. I'm using my ring finger between the 8th and the 7th frets. And he's taking it off. Kind of like that. That part is not hard. That's what he's doing. Not 99% sure. But what's he doing with the thumb? And again, I hear a bass, and it sounds to me like an open 7th or an open 4th string, an open D string. And I've got a couple different theories on this. One is he's just strumming all 4 strings. So I'm brush stroking up and down with the 1st finger and the thumb, getting those 3 strings plus that open string there. So we got the bass going like that. Again, it doesn't, the way I just did it there, it doesn't sound exactly like it does on the record. Maybe I just can't play it yet, but is that what he's doing? Or could he be just doing the bass with the thumb and doing the treble part with his 1st finger, keeping those parts separated instead of overlapping? One thing I hear that sound. It sounds like a thumb dragging. If you ever listen to Robert Johnson, songs like, what's the one? Malted Milk. And he does this. He does these pinches with his 1st and 2nd fingers. And that's kind of the vibe I get when I listen to that part of the song. So I'm thinking, I'm favoring the strumming, where he's really just aggressively strumming all those notes while playing, focusing on that 1st string and 2nd string. Something like that. Again, you throw me your suggestions. And he's coming back to this, going back to the A7th. And then here he plays something like this. He does it a little differently. He's going, so we got this. Gonna get that A7th, and then So we got the third fret of the 6th string, the strum, but on the downstroke with the thumb, I'm getting the 3rd fret of the 1st string, A7. So we got this. And then he's playing that and he kind of makes a shift. So he's doing this. Leaves out the bass and then goes back to that, and then he heads in to the last part of the song. Now what I've tried to do here is just figure out what he's playing. I haven't focused on the timing. One of the toughest things for me to hear is how he transitions from one part to the next. My solution to that was just to play it and then do what felt naturally. So when I'm doing this, going from that part, from the D7th lick in the solo back to the rhythm, it just feels natural. That's just works, and keep the time, and that's what works for me. Okay, we got one last part to figure out, the final part of the song. Once he comes out of the solo, so we got this. He's back into that riff again, but a little ways in, he starts this variation that he continues until the end of the song. So we got something like this. And he just ends it on a dead stop. I didn't do the exact timing, what he plays there, but what I hear is starting the bass riff with the bend on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. So we got, so we're going 2 of those bends instead of, we got this. You can hear that in the record. So again, that's my theory on what he's playing. He doesn't play any of those riffs. The last part of the song after the solo, it's just pretty much the straight rhythm until he decides to call it quits. Whew, that's a lot. That is my impression, my ideas. Those are my ideas for Magic Sam's Lookin' Good. Again, I'm not an expert. I am just somebody who loves this music and plays it. And I share what I've learned, try to help other people, who are just starting playing guitar. And if you're trying to figure out something like this, sometimes I know, sometimes I don't. And I'm pretty young compared to the people like Magic Sam and that generation. I didn't get to see many of them play live or spend time with them like some guys I know did. So the only reference I have is the original recording and the few videos, the one video there is, at least the one I know of Magic Sam playing this song live. And then I see other guitar players playing it, and you hear them play things, and you think, yeah, that's what's in the record. But very few people seem to play this song. So this is one of the great unsolved mysteries of electric blues guitar. And so what I thought I'd do is give it a shot. If you have any questions, comments, let me know. I did not tab out the entire thing. That would be a lot of work, and I'm getting ready to go back to school. I'm a teacher, and I've got other things I got to do, but a lot of people seem to like this song and have asked about this song, so I thought I'd throw out what I've got figured out so far. Eventually, when I'm comfortable with it, I'd like to record this, perform it, but I'm still working on it. So that's what I have so far. I'll be back again in a few months with another instrumental lesson. This next time I'll pick something a lot easier. And we'll go through that, and I'll have complete tab, which I normally do. This song I don't. What I did do is tab out what I thought were the most important parts. Alrighty, good luck with it. Let me know. Give me comments. Let me hear your feedback. If any of you have video, make a video. Don't make me do all the work here. Let's do this together. See you later.